All right, thank you all for coming. Sorry for the delay in getting started, but by my count, we have quorum, so I'm going to call the roll and get started. Let's see. All right, I'm calling this meeting to order at 7:46 p.m. I will now call the roll. Chair Stevens.
Present.
Senator Bull.
Present.
Senator Mercedes. Senator Vashikidze. Senator Vo. I am present. Senator Piscatelli. Senator Underwood. Senator Morris.
Here.
Senator Addy.
Present.
Senator Vernon.
Present.
Senator Troutman.
Present.
Senator Krepok. Senator Bass. Senator Robbins. Senator Freeland. Senator Guilano. And Senator Ellis.
Present.
Let's see. And 8 members are present. We do have quorum, so we will proceed with public comments. Is there anyone here for public comment? Okay, seeing none, we'll move into the consideration of our first item of business, which is the nomination for the undergraduate student attorney general. Let's see. Becca, do you want to make a quick introduction? Or Vanessa, whoever is still here?
I am here, and for those of you who don't know, my name is Becca Siegel. I'm a sophomore at Carolina, and I'm serving as interim vice president. So if y'all have any questions for the executive branch at any point, please feel free to reach out to me. Vanessa, if you're all right with it, I might defer to you to introduce the nominees for attorney general and for all those other positions. So go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. All right, I'll get started. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. Tonight, I have the distinct honor and pleasure to present my nominee for undergraduate student attorney general, Matthew Kenningshofer. I would like to take a moment to introduce Matthew before turning it over to him for questions. I met Matthew in the fall of 2021 when he joined the honor system as a general counsel, and very quickly, the leadership team and myself knew he was going to be a vital member of our community. His constant drive and desire to gain experience made him stand out and has not waned in the 2 years I have worked with him. It was only a short time before he became a case manager. Over this past year, not only has he taken on the most complex and challenging cases as a case manager, working tireless hours to schedule hearings, get witness documents, train counsels, and attend what probably amounted to an average of 4 meetings a week, he's continued to counsel every hearing type at every level of complexity. His experience and wisdom in this system cannot be overstated, and it is immediately apparent when working with him. Though I would love to take credit for his honed skills, his intellect and passion for the work really deserve the attention. Beyond his skill and experience within the system, his good humor, modesty, attentive nature, and kindness are qualities I cannot attribute to his extensive training and hard work. At his core, Matthew is a good person, someone who cares deeply for the integrity of our system, the integrity of our university, and the integrity of our students, both in their behavior and in their emotional dignity. I could not imagine a better person to pass the metaphorical gavel to. Tonight and beyond, I know Matthew will impress me just as much as, he will impress you just as much as he has impressed me. While he still has much to learn about the intricacies of this position, I have no doubt in my mind that he will go above and beyond to serve our university community. I'm envious of those of you who will be here next year to interact with him as the next undergraduate attorney general. I could not be more proud to have him as my nominee. Thank you for your time, and I would now like to pass the mic to Matthew.
First I'd like to thank Vanessa, first of all, for the exceptionally kind words, but also for having the confidence in me to nominate me today. She's truly been an exceptional leader, mentor, and friend to me these past 2 years. I'm not sure how many times she has been thanked during her time as Attorney General, but it's certainly not enough. So my name is Matthew Kenningshofer, and I've been a member of the Attorney General's staff for 2 years now, serving initially as a general counsel and this past year as a case manager on the leadership team. I've worked on over 50 cases in my time in the system, which if you know much about the system, that takes quite a while. Working on just about every possible charge the instrument enumerates. I've argued and managed cases that have come before the Chancellor and violations for neglecting to properly cite sources. I've prided myself in placing equal care into every case that I've participated in. I've spent hundreds of hours working for the honor system and anticipate hundreds more. Gaining writing, leadership, and mentorship skills that vastly supersede my freshman year abilities. I've memorized an embarrassing amount of facts about the process and experienced every emotion possible. There are few experiences I can imagine being as formative as the ones this job has provided me thus far. I'm thankful for the skills and, most importantly, the friends I've made that I truly believe are lifelong. And now I stand before you excited at the prospect of learning more, of meeting more people, and serving a larger duty to the university. I hope to continue and also build upon the system that so many attorney generals have created before me. I ask you today to allow me the opportunity to do so. I look forward to talking with you, and I also look forward to talking about my Deputy Attorney General picks as well. I look forward to your questions.
Are there any questions? Senator Vernon.
Yeah, thank you, Matthew, for coming to talk to us tonight. I'm curious if you have any experience with cases related to ChatGPT or other AI use. We've seen a big rise in it this year. And if not, do you have a vague idea of how you would handle a case like that? Because I know, the ethics of it are a bit up in the air at the moment.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you for your question. So I can't make any comments on specific cases that I've handled. What I can say is with ChatGPT, in every case, if we receive any cases involving ChatGPT in the future, the honest answer is I will refer to the instrument, and if it matches what it says in the instrument, then that is how we will proceed with it. But it doesn't really involve any subjectivity beyond that.
Any other questions? If there are no questions, is there a motion?
A motion to suspend all necessary rules and approve by unanimous consent and refer favorably.
Second.
Is there any objection to suspending the rules and reporting this nominee favorably? Hearing none, the nominee will be reported favorably. Congratulations, you will be on the consent calendar. You do not have to come to next week's meeting. So let's see.
Thank you so much.
Our next nomination is for, I believe it's one of the DSAGs. I forget which order I put them on the agenda. So I will turn it again over to Becca and Vanessa for introductions. I'm not sure how y'all want to handle that.
Yeah, Vanessa, I think for all of these positions, until we come up to honor court, I'll let you go ahead and introduce these folks.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Becca. I'm going to introduce all three nominees at the same time, just for brevity's sake. All right, hello again. Thank you for being here tonight. I greatly appreciate your time and would now like to take a short moment to introduce my nominees for the position of Deputy Student Attorney General, Sid Ramanathan, Michelle Liu, and Whitney Knotts. I hope it will be evident, as will be evident in this introduction, I could not be more proud to call these three not only my nominees and colleagues, but also my friends. I can distinctly remember the day I met Sid, as I was the one who interviewed him for acceptance on AG staff. Although I did not get to work closely with him until last summer, he certainly made a name for himself by being one of the most involved members of the new council class. As a member of our leadership team since early May, holding the position of senior counsel before moving on to managing cases this year, he brings confidence, humility, and a sharp skill for investigation that would undoubtedly aid him as a deputy. Without getting too specific, Sid has taken on some of the most involved cases as both a case manager and a counsel. As a CM, his passion for the students he works with is evident every week, and the zeal for which he advocates for them, even as a manager, is admirable. He has been an exceptional person to work with, and I know he will continue to do exceptional things. Sid understands the gravity of the role he is entering into and will bring a fresh perspective to AG Cabinet. Not only do I have the utmost faith in him to be a fantastic leader, but Matthew and current deputies have also shown support and excitement for him, as well as our other nominees. I am very proud of who he has become over my time knowing him, and I am excited to see where he will go in the future. I fully and strongly nominate Sid as the Deputy Student Attorney General. Next, I would like to introduce Whitney. Whitney and I have spent a good amount of time together over her tenure as a counsel and a case manager. Again, while I did not have the opportunity to work with Whitney closely until last summer, her unwavering drive and curiosity preceded her. She and I were able to work closely together on a case, and it was through that experience that I really began to understand just how important this work is to her. That pride and passion for her work did not fade as she became a case manager either. In fact, it may have even increased. Whitney has a special interest in the training and mentorship of our newer counsels and has worked hard to ensure our counsels are dedicated and eager. I can say with confidence that there are not many people on staff who have more excitement when it comes to the selection of counsels and leadership members. Whitney is coming into this position with her signature stern yet kind leadership style. Her passion for this work will do her and our university community well, upholding our community values and ensuring AG staff continues to exemplify them. I fully and strongly nominate Whitney as a Deputy Student Attorney General. And as my final nominee, Michelle has been a constant for me and the leadership team this past year. Beginning as a new counsel in the fall of 2021, as with Sid and Whitney, I didn't really get an opportunity to work closely with her until last summer. When we finally did work together, she went above and beyond her responsibilities to ensure the case and those involved were represented accurately and equitably. I've also had the opportunity to work with Michelle this year as an opposing counsel, and I'm happy to report that I had to work twice as hard to keep up with her articulate and complex argumentation. It would be criminal to not mention her work as a case manager. Her organization, promptness, and accuracy are never faltering. As someone who is not afraid to stand up for herself, but for others, Michelle has proven herself to be a powerful and influential leader, encouraging those around her to improve and work hard. Michelle understands the role she is signing up for and is already asking questions even I don't know the answer to. Her considerate, steadfast, and joyful demeanor are invaluable to our staff, and they will continue to be so in the next year. I'm happy to fully and strongly nominate Michelle as a Deputy Student Attorney General. With that, I would like to pass the mic to, I'm not quite sure who's listed first. So Andrew, I will defer to you on that.
Yeah, I've just checked the agenda, so Siddharth, you will go first.
Perfect, thank you. Good evening to everyone here. My name is Siddharth. I go by Sid if that's easier. And I'm extremely excited to represent UNC's honors system today as a Deputy Student Attorney General nominee. I'd like to genuinely thank Vanessa for her kind words and utmost confidence in my abilities. As Vanessa mentioned, I've taken on a very broad range of cases as in both the counsel and managing capacity. And in all of these experiences, I've never failed to put my whole effort into properly advocating for my parties. I'm greatly committed to continuing to uphold the fair and equitable process that each accused student is guaranteed. As a counsel, I learned a great deal about the hearing process and how to effectively advocate for different interests. I learned the ins and outs of both investigative and defensive roles for cases ranging from individual academic violations to large organizational conduct violations. As case manager this past school year, I put these experiences to good use alongside my colleagues in mentoring a new class of around 20 counsels. Over the past 2 years, my trust and belief in a student-led honor system has consistently been affirmed. A student-led honor system allows for honor code violations to be considered on a human and empathetic level, and the incredible dedication of everyone within the system means that each student is zealously advocated for and taken very seriously. I am incredibly confident that I will excel in my responsibilities as a Deputy Student Attorney General, and I'm very glad to have the support of my fellow staff members. I look forward to any questions that you may have for me.
Are there any questions for Siddharth? If there are no questions, is there a motion?
A motion to suspend all necessary rules and approve favorably, or refer favorably, I apologize.
Second.
Okay. Is there any objection to suspending the rules and referring favorably? Hearing no objection, congratulations. Siddharth, you have been referred favorably, and your nomination will be on the consent calendar, so you don't have to attend next week's meeting. Let's see.
Perfect, thank you all so much.
The next nominee is Whitney. So any question, or yeah, Whitney, please feel free to introduce yourself and then we'll go to questions.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Again, thank you to Vanessa for your kind words and introductions for us all. I know y'all heard a little bit of background, but Vanessa and I, and the other current members of cabinet, they have been such an important part to my time on the Attorney General's staff, which started the first semester of my freshman year. I was anxious to get involved in clubs on campus where I felt like I was actually making a difference, and I have definitely found that in AG staff. I began my work as a counsel in the 2021-2022 school year, and after a lengthy training process and learning the ins and outs of the honor system, I began taking cases. I represented both the university and accused students in my time as a counsel, and I also did summer staff in 2022 when I took on a larger number of complicated cases and gained a lot more experience. In fall of 2022, I became a case manager, which is a role where I hold preliminary conferences with accused students. In these conferences, I help them choose their hearing type and instruct them about how the process works. Then I oversee the case from there on and mentor counsels. All case managers are also members of AG staff leadership, where we make policy decisions, plan social events, and trainings for staff. This role has been my favorite thus far in my time on staff. I've enjoyed becoming closer to my leadership team and working with people I trust to make the university a better place. This is why I seek to take on a bigger responsibility on AG staff. I recognize the importance of the work we are doing to make a fair system for all students while simultaneously upholding integrity on campus. I also look forward to leaning into a mentorship role more. Vanessa was a DSAG when I first became a counsel and was one of my main mentors in navigating this at times difficult system. Being a DSAG would allow me to be that person for new counsels as well. Thank you all again, and I look forward to any questions you may have.
Are there any questions? If there are no questions, is there a motion?
Motion to suspend all necessary rules and refer favorably.
Second.
Is there any objection to suspending the rules and reporting this nomination favorably? All right, hearing no objection, this nomination will be reported favorably. Congratulations, Whitney. Your nomination is going to be placed on the consent calendar. You do not have to attend next week's meeting.
Thank you.
Right. This brings us to the next nomination, which is Michelle. Please feel free to introduce yourself and then we'll go into questions.
Got it. Thank you. Greetings, everyone here today. And once again, thank you, Vanessa, for your kind words. I'm honored and excited to have received your nomination and confidence. I hope that everyone here today is doing well. My name is Michelle Liu, and just to reiterate, I'm honored to be nominated for the role of a Deputy Student Attorney General at the Honor System's Attorney General staff. My involvement with the honor system has provided me with a close-knit community of friends and introduced me to many strong mentors that I admire, especially Vanessa. Now I wish to give back to not just the honor system, which has provided me with so much, but to the UNC community as well by promoting equity, honesty, and integrity. I've been involved in the honor system since freshman year as both a counsel and have since become a case manager. As a counsel, I represented students and reporting parties before countless honor court cases. As a case manager, I've upheld the rights of all involved parties, taught new counsels how to advocate for individuals before the honor court, and gave policy input in leadership meetings. In both roles, I've worked on dozens of cases at all levels of complexity among all hearing types. I've worked on every type of case, whether it be an academic, conduct, or organizational case. From helping students choose a hearing type to training new members of the honor system, these experiences gave me a detailed and intricate understanding of the honor system processes. Our student-led honor system guarantees that accountability does not always come from professors who may not understand student perspectives, but from a peer-supported and a community-led system of fairness. In this vein, I will strive to balance accountability and the value of learning for students who partake in an honor system case. Such balance is what promotes integrity, Such balance is what promotes equity. As a Deputy Student Attorney General, I will bring forth with me this philosophy that engenders the honor system not only as a truth-seeking body, but as an organ of public service. So once again, thank you for your time and consideration. And thank you, Vanessa, for your nomination, for being such a strong female mentor to me, and for providing me with this community. Thank you. I look forward to questions.
Are there any questions? And if not, is there a motion?
Motion to suspend all necessary rules and report favorably.
Second.
Is there any objection to suspending the rules and reporting this nomination favorably? Hearing no objection, the nomination will be reported favorably. Congratulations, Michelle. Your nomination has been reported favorably and will be placed upon the consent calendar. You do not have to attend next week's meeting. Let's see, the next 3 nominations are to the Honor Court. I will just let the committee know briefly that the nominees couldn't attend tonight. They have outstanding commitments. I am told they are sitting cases. So do not hold it against them that they are not currently present. And I will note that it is custom and accepted tradition that the nominations still be advanced, just not placed on the consent calendar. So I will also know that their applications are in the meeting information. So if you need me to link to that, just let me know. I'll send it in the chat again. And Becca, is there anything you wanted to say about any of the nominations?
I can just hit some of the highlights for their applications. Folks can't take a look at them right now. And I know that they'll be moved to the general agenda. But Luwazi is applying to be chair of the Honor Court. He is a current vice chair. He came at the recommendation of the current chair, Cole Ventura, speaks very highly of him. And then Sadie Chesson-Harris and Julia Taylor are both current vice chairs and members of the Honor Court system. They both expressed a lot of interest. Sadie has sat 19 cases as a court member since 2020, and Julia has sat 5. She joined the court just this year. But take a look at their resumes, and all 3 of them got back to me very, very quickly, expressing that they were unfortunately not able to attend. And like Chair Gary said, that's because of commitments to the system itself. So I would definitely recommend taking a look at all of their applications for their very insightful thoughts on each of the questions.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Becca, or do they want time to look over the applications that were sent in? And if not, is there a motion to suspend the rules and report all the nominations without prejudice?
So moved.
Second.
There we go. Okay, so there is the motion to suspend the rules and report all those nominees without prejudice. Is there any objection to doing that? Okay, hearing no objection, we will suspend the rules and report those nominees without prejudice. I am told that they will be able to attend next week's Senate meeting, so we're all good on that front. At this time, is there a motion to amend the agenda to add the nomination of the Honor System Outreach Coordinator?
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
Second.
Is there any objection to adding this to the agenda? Hearing no objection, it is added to the agenda. I will turn it over to Becca to introduce our nominee.
Great. I'm very excited to introduce to you all Elizabeth Gilchrist, who is a junior at Carolina. Elizabeth is studying public policy and economics with a minor in conflict management at UNC. And she was also, correct me if I'm wrong, a member of the UNC Office of Student Conduct. And she came at the recommendation of the current outreach coordinator, Jesus Enriquez. So with that, I will turn it over to you, Elizabeth, to introduce yourself. Whoa, I'm in a motion sensor room and the lights just went off. So Elizabeth, I will turn it over to you to introduce yourself a little bit more and then for questions.
Hi, thanks, Becca. Good evening, everyone. My name is Elizabeth. I am very excited to be here today, and I wanted to thank Jesus for nominating me, even though he cannot be here. He has been a great role model, leader, and friend in the honor system. So this is my 3rd year on the Honor Corps. I have been able to sit on a variety of both academic and conduct cases as a court member, and I've been able to sit both individual and group cases. So I do have a very extensive experience with the Honor Court. I am very confident that I will be successful in the role of the Undergraduate Honor Court Outreach Coordinator, and I'm very glad to have the support of Jesus and other Honor Court members. thank you all for being here, and I look forward to any questions you might have.
Are there any questions? If not, I have a brief question. So a point of confusion for me has been like how exactly the honor system outreach coordinator fits within like the broader honor system, since like they aren't part of the AG staff or like the honor court. If you wouldn't mind like kind of giving some insight on that.
So in the past, since I have been on honor court for the past 3 years, there have been other outreach coordinators before Jesus that I've been able to see. And so one thing that I know a previous honor system outreach coordinator did was she sent out newsletters, monthly newsletters, and she had members on both the AG staff and the honor court side writing and working on those newsletters. And so I was thinking about bringing those back and implementing both people on the AG staff and honor court in order to facilitate communication between the two branches.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any other questions? If there are no questions, is there a motion?
I move to suspend all necessary rules and refer favorably by unanimous consent.
Second.
Is there any objection to suspending the rules and reporting this nomination favorably? Hearing no objection, congratulations, Elizabeth. Your nomination has been reported favorably, so it will be placed in the consent calendar and you do not need to attend next week's Senate meeting. Okay. That is the end of our business agenda for tonight. I have no closing announcements. This has been our last R&J meeting of the session. It has been an experience, and like I've had a great time working with you all this year. For those who got reelected, look forward to seeing you all in the 105th. I'm sure we'll have a great time next year as well. And just thanks to the hard work of, thanks to you, Becca, for stepping up and getting this process done to the end. And thanks to you, Christian, for all the work you've done for us too. And so with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
And no objection, the committee stands adjourned at 8:13 p.m. Thank you all.